Hey everybody, this is MyCollectables coming back with another video, and I want to talk about the VEVEVERSE that's coming up with the VV app. I haven't done a video about it yet because I was just looking at everything and wanting to make sure I had a full understanding about what is coming. And it's very, very amazing, you guys. I can't even wait for this, and it's going to come a lot sooner than people think. So I'm going to do a little review on what we got actually at DCon 2022, where we had Dan doing the presentation. And I went through that presentation quite meticulously. And I'm going to summarize a lot of stuff for you here, give you some key points and some thoughts about what this VEVEVERSE is going to be like and what it could potentially do for us as users of VV and how it can move people in. So if you do like this video after you watch it, make sure you hit like, and also most importantly, like I say in all my videos, is comment down below and let me know what you think of the VEVEVERSE coming up. We don't know all of the stuff about it, but we do know a lot, and the stuff we know is pretty amazing. So let's get into this right now. The VEVEVERSE review, the key timelines with a big time future ahead of us. Now, the rollout is going to come out like this, okay? We are going to get your home space, and I'm going to show you what that means in just a minute. But your home space, which is basically a glorified version of the vault that we already have, but way more advanced and way more unbelievable in the stuff you can do in it. That's going to come out in Q1 of 2023. So that's their phase one. So sometime in the new year, in the early part of the new year, we're supposed to have that launch. And that should be really incredible for all of us. And I'll talk about that. And then in Q2 of next year of 2023, we're going to get branded worlds. Okay, so this is very exciting for me. The branded worlds is crazy to me. And I'm going to talk about that in just a few minutes too, what that means for bringing on new users and how that's going to be huge for this brand and for Vivi, for bringing people in, right? And then in Q3, we're going to get customizable avatars. Now, they already said that we're going to get Ready Player Me avatars. So if you don't know what Ready Player Me is, I put a link to that website in the description of this video. And basically you can use that avatar and create it. And then they'll be able to be obviously they'll be able to use them in the VEVEVERSE, which is really cool. I have one because I'm in Spatial, which is another sort of metaverse environment, and it looks really fantastic. And then in Q4, there's going to be gamification of some sort. And so, that could be racing and stuff like that with the vehicles that we have, like all that stuff. We'll get into that a little bit as well. But I'm going to focus mostly on the first two, Q2 and Q1 of your space and your branded, right? And the branded spaces. Now, the home space you're going to get, this is just a screenshot, but I will put the link to the video from Vivi themselves where Dan goes through the whole presentation. It's really cool. He walks around. You can see all your stuff out there. But basically what you have is your home space. It's going to be like an advanced version of your vault. And it's going to be like an island, okay? It's like a little island that you get like your home on. And you'll be able to customize like the walls and what your home looks like. But they show a good example in the video, which is really great. And, it's basically like a building. So to show the outside, you'll be able to decorate it with your NFTs. You'll be able to invite people into your space. You'll be able to customize the exterior, like I said, with, different shapes of the building and all that kind of stuff, apparently colors, all that kind of stuff. And then, of course, other NFTs, you'll be able to bring those in, for sure, right? In the description, they had like fishes floating around and other stuff as well. And like I said, the avatars, the Ready Player Me, you can see the little dude right here that Dan he was floating around as this guy, but you can have your own avatar, right, from Ready Player Me. Now, the customizable avatars, I'm going to assume that Vivi is going to incorporate their own stuff at a later date. That's the Q3. And so the Ready Player Me is a different website, so you'll be able to incorporate those. But there's all sorts of things. When you're outside here, you'll have all the people walking around. You can have a whole, you can actually bring up all these tools and stuff to build. You can actually see who's in there. You can do all sorts of things. You can fly around. You can go first person. You can go third person. That's like your view. You can fly your car around, your DeLorean and stuff. You can have make it public. You can make it private. There's going to be all sorts of stuff. You can have drawing tools. I mean, there's so much stuff that's going to be able to do on the outside here. It's going to be a lot of fun, especially if you get people together and have gatherings and groups and parties and things like that. It should be really, really powerful for the community, for community building, and to show off your space, right? It's going to be really creative to see what people are going to be able to do with this, right? Now, if you go inside, okay, you just go up to the doors, you'll be able to bump your way in, and then the inside of your space is going to look completely customizable too. And guess what? you don't just get one room. You can have multiple rooms that you can load up at any time. So you can theme them out. You can have a whole Dan mentioned in this thing, you can have like just basically a car garage if you wanted. And then you could have another one that's like inside. You could do all like Marvel stuff or whatever you want. You can do the walls. You can do all sorts of stuff, right? You can have furnitures and other NFTs in there as well. I mean, you can load multiple rooms. Like I said, that's the crazy one. You can actually have video content like viewing from like, so in my space, I could have like my YouTube videos playing or a live stream going on right in there that you could go and watch from that location. It's pretty cool. And then you can also put your NFTs that are animated, and you can have them like doing loops and stuff. So like if you have like a secret rare Spider-Man, you could actually have him fully animated the whole time. And you can do all sorts of amazing things, right? Like it's basically kind of limitless, in a way. I mean, there are limitations, but the inside can be very creative. So we're going to see what people can do with the VEVEVERSE, and like how they're going to build out their vault. So this first quarter, like I said, is just your home space. And that is kind of like the main thing. We'll be able to work on our own areas, invite people, and get used to the whole thing before we go out into branded spaces. And that's the next one that I want to talk about. And this, to me, I think is the most important thing about the VEVEVERSE that we know of yet. It's the branded worlds that we're going to have. So I don't know which worlds we're going to get yet, and they won't tell us yet, but let's just say it's Marvel or Disney, and you'll be able to go to those branded worlds, kind of like that space that we saw, for your own home space. It might be a branded world. It might be Disney and way bigger or something like that. And the thought is, when we were at DCon, that we heard that they would be gated. So you're probably going to have to own certain NFTs in VeVe in order to get into those worlds. And then once you get there, there's going to be all sorts of crazy stuff to do. But this is going to be really big, in my opinion, for onboarding new users, to promote that you can go to like the Disneyland, basically in the VEVEVERSE. That is going to be absolutely huge. And they're going to have all sorts of stuff happening there that you'll only be able to get if you're in VeVe. It's really quite mind-blowing if you think about it, and the power and the potential behind that, with how many people can actually come just for that experience alone. And then, once they get into VeVe and they get into the VEVEVERSE and they say they go to Disneyland in there, they're going to start buying the NFT. So this is all very bullish for the VeVe market, in my opinion. Once you give a place for people to go and give them things to do, and gamification as well, and personal avatars, there's a whole ton of potential, and they'll have drops going on in there. And I mean, this is crazy, right? Like the actual potential behind the branded worlds is, to me, way bigger than your personalized vault or your personalized home space, as amazing and cool as that is, right? And now there'll be other things too, like rentability of your NFTs in here, or charging fees and setting up storefronts. I mean, these are all parts of things that are going to happen where you could actually monetize your experience in the VEVEVERSE. There's going to be literally people creating jobs in there for themselves. And it's going to be quite interesting to see how far this goes and how people actually, interact with everything. I'm really excited about it, but I'm also patient. I want to know, I want to get more information. Who knows? Maybe this doesn't work at all. Maybe nobody likes it, but I think that it's going to be quite big. I personally do think that this VEVEVERSE thing is going to be huge because of the branded worlds. If it was just our own home spaces and vaults, that's cool and everything, but I want to go to Disneyland in the VEVEVERSE, and I want to do stuff there, walk around and go to presentations and stuff like that with videos that they have. We just went to DCon in real life, but a lot of people can't fly to like DCon or go to these kind of conventions. Inside the VEVEVERSE, you'll be able to attend conventions in the future. I mean, and like maybe even win drops and all sorts of stuff. And you won't have to fly. Like, it's amazing to go in person, but these are kind of the possibilities that I'm talking about, that we have just unlimited, right? So this is crazy. So if you actually just go back here to the rollouts, here we go. Q1, like I said, your home space, but Q2, branded worlds, that is the big one for me. And I'll do more videos about this as we get more information. I really want to know what you think about this, because I'm quite excited about it, but I'm also like looking at it. This is why it took a little while to get this video out. I really wanted to kind of get my head around it and understand what the potential of this could be. I'm still doing that, and I really want to know what you think as well. So please comment down below. Anyway, I will see you in the next video, and soon we will be in the VEVEVERSE together. Happy collecting.